Shahabuddin Muhammad Moghni was born on New Year's Day 1925 in Gaya, Bihar, in Eastern Province in British India. He was born to parents Matiul Haq and Salma Khatun and was the third of four children and the only son. His sisters were Safiya Khatun, Habibun Nisa, and Mehrun Nisa. Shahabuddin was brought up in his hometown until he left to attend Aligarh Muslim University some 600 miles away from his home. Always interested in social sciences, he graduated with 2 master's degrees, one in psychology in 1946 and another in library science in 1947. One of his greatest passions in life was to teach, which he began in 1947 at Aligarh and continued until the end of his life. Shahabuddin was always interested in human motivation, learning, and teaching. He wanted to learn how and why we learned the way we learn. This deep appreciation led him a long ways from rural Bihar to bustling London, where he completed his PhD from the University of London in experimental psychology in 1954. Upon returning home to India, he married Saida Begum. The couple moved to the small city of Rajshahi in present-day Bangladesh. Here he established a psychology department at Rajshahi University. While in Rajshahi, Shahabuddin and Saida had 3 sons, Muhammad Saad, Ahmad Mudassir, and Muhammad Awais. He remained here until early 1964 when he moved his young family to Peshawar, a big city in northern Pakistan. Early 20th century in the Indian subcontinent was characterized by not only religious unrest but also political chaos. The British capitalized and exacerbated the differences between Hindus and Muslims, which caused the divides to deepen. Muslims and other minorities started to feel alienated, and many of them started to leave India after the partition, as Shahabuddin did. Many Indians from Bihar moved to Bangladesh but found that it was hard to assimilate here, even though the cultures were fairly similar. Many Muslims then found solace in Pakistan, which was purposely formed to be a Muslim-majority country. There are only a few people who lived in the subcontinent through this time who can say that they were unaffected by all the chaos and change. Shahabuddin may have been one of the few lucky ones who had opportunities to leave and start a new, perhaps better life elsewhere, but he stayed where he was because he wanted to make an impact for his community, no matter how small, and believed his impact would come through his skills as an educator. Shahabuddin was never okay with mediocrity, and he wanted to understand the plight of his fellow Muslims in the subcontinent as a means to begin to help. In his time as a teacher, he made sure his students were working to their full potential. Even now, some 40 or 50 years since some of them were his students, they remember Shahabuddin as a professor who left a lasting impact on them and their future careers. They regarded him as a father figure. One student, Dr. Mahnazir Riaz, was in Shahabuddin's first batch of graduate psychology students at the University of Peshawar in 1964. The impact her professor had on her led her to take on a faculty position at the same school at his insistence. Shahabuddin was determined to make a positive change for his people and was determined to understand ways to improve education. Education may have been the cause he devoted the most time to in life. He believed that teachers were the key in how education is delivered to students and how students get the most impact out of their education. He believed that the best teachers were those who never stopped learning themselves. He was remembered as saying, "If you really want knowledge to advance, you have to have a highly selected group of dedicated teachers who have renounced everything but learning and may have become islands of learning themselves." Shahabuddin believed in his own words so much that decades after finishing his schooling, he came to work at the University of Michigan at Ann Arbor to work with Dr. Roger W. Russell in 1968 to work on methods to improve literacy training in Pakistan. Their work culminated in a paper that explored various techniques and explored literacy training on a global platform. Shahabuddin came to the US one more time in 1980 to Harvard University as Pakistan's Fulbright Scholar to work with renowned psychologist David McClelland to study learning and motivation. Shahabuddin became known as the pioneer of socially relevant psychology as he took historical, religious, and philosophical traditions of the Indian subcontinent into account as he formulated a program to link social psychology to the immediate social changes that had to take place in Pakistan. He realized that he could apply psychology to improving national welfare by targeting teaching and education research. In his address to the Pakistan Psychological Society, he stated, "What I wish to emphasize is that understanding man, his motives and capacities, his relations to physical and social environments, and how he organizes them is basic to the formulation and execution of any plan for national development. Targets of economic development are much easier to reach if they are understood and treated as goals of purposive behavior of man." Shahabuddin retired from his position as professor and department head in 1987. His impact on the University of Peshawar and its students was not unnoticed, and 23 years later, after creating the department, the Library of Psychology was named after him. After retirement, he focused on still leaving a positive impact for his nation and its people. He moved to Karachi, the most populated city in Pakistan, and worked on the Aurungi pilot project, which worked to bring a number of programs to the poor Aurungi area of the city. These programs included education, sanitation, housing, health and family planning, amongst many others. Shahabuddin believed that his retirement didn't have to be the end of his helping people. It just meant that his impact would have to come through some other means. Not only was he a pioneer in his field, he was a tremendous family man. Your fondest memory with Dada Jan?
My fondest memories with my dad were that he was very friendly. He was more of a big brother and a real close friend to me, with whom I could share so many things, and he always used to listen to me, and we had not only a father-son relationship, but we had a relationship which was very well dependent upon mutual respect for each other.
What was the greatest lesson you took from him?
The greatest lesson, I would say, is his dedication towards his profession and his family, and hard work and honesty.
And what's the thing you miss the most about him?
The thing I miss, as I said earlier, the thing I miss most about is that when he passed away, I lost my best friend. So I miss him as my friend. Not only my dad, but my friend also.
All men are mortal. All of us will die one day or the other. This is a law of nature. There are many people who, though alive, possess no charm for others. But again, there are a few who, though dead, remain always green in our memory. Dr. Shahabuddin Muhammad Moghni was one of them. Just 2 weeks after his 65th birthday, Shahabuddin passed away in Karachi on January 15, 1990. His death left a big void for many, but his life left a lasting legacy. He didn't live in vain and lived to serve others, and passed on the importance of development and giving back to his family and students. His life's work, projects, experiences, and lessons live on in those who he left a lasting impact on. Many of his students still regard him as one of the biggest educational influences in their lives. Shahabuddin's children and family members carry with them his teachings and their memories that mark what a truly remarkable man he was.